G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Thank you for being here. We're gonna have a fun day today. Look what I've got. It's dragon eyes and dragon claws. Now, I was a bit disappointed that I got 2 eyes and 1 claw and a sheet of skin, I guess. And I really wanted 2 claws. So guess what I'm gonna do? You got it. I am gonna put together a pack of 2 eyes and 2 claws so that we can make dragon coasters. Yay! So that will be happening soon. So keep a check out for that. Now, I saw this on a Facebook group and it popped up and it was by Pour Me Art. Hello! I'm not sure what your first name is. I think it was just L. But anyway, hello. Lovely work that you did. So I want to have a go. Right, we'll get started. I'm gonna dust as usual. I've got my Let's Resin Intense Chameleon Powders. I've chosen 3 colors. This one I'm going to do for the claws is maple. It's kind of a goldy color. And then I've got dark green and deep blue. So those are going to be my colors, even though it says blue or green. It shows purple, but it'll change. That one shows purple. They all show purple and then they change. So hopefully it'll look nice. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to do the little section in the eye there, just with the gold or the maple. I have to be careful not to get it anywhere else. Nope. It's going everywhere else. That's all right. I'll just get this done and then I'll wipe the other, because what I thought I would do, I just want that black. So when I pour my black resin in, that will just be black. Hey, rather than having to dust it with something. I'm gonna get down the sides here as well. It's going to take me a little while. If you don't want to watch me, that's fine. You can fast forward. I won't mind. But I'm going to see, I'm doing the side of that in the maple as well. So I will have to just give it a bit of a wipe. But it's a lovely color, isn't it? Now in here, I'm going to do these claws. Might as well just stick with my little brush here because it's a little area. So what she did was she made these 2 sets, like the eyes and the claws, and she made 2 of the claws, and I'm going to have to make 2 of the claws as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one, I'm going to demold it without you. I know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to demold it without you so that I can make another one exactly the same, and then I'll unmold the second one and the eyes for you. And then we can go into the second part of this piece of art. So once this is done and set, then you peel them out, you demold them. I'm just tapping that on my bench. You demold them. I'm going to cut that in half so that I've got 2 separate eyes, 2 separate claws. And then I'm going to put them into a coaster. I am. Actually, I might do that when I pour my black in to here. I'll pour black into the base of my little coaster molds, and then when these are set, they'll go on top of the black, if you know what I mean. Hopefully you're following me. I'm nearly out of this. Oh my gosh. And then once it's set, then I will just pour clear on. That's the plan anyway. I do that in there as well because it's too difficult to get a different color. I'm nearly out of this color. I'll have to ask Let's Resin to send me some more. Very lovely people. There they send me these to try out. Oh, there is a link as well for Let's Resin. Not necessarily every product that I use, but there's a coupon code, so you just click on the link and you can buy anything from their store and use my coupon code and you will get the discount. Okay, sound like a plan? Now this one as well. So I'm going to do, I know it looks purple, but I'm hoping it's going to look green. Once it's done, so I'll do closest to the eye in the green, and then I'll do the outside of the eye in the blue. I think that'll look nice. Try and, oh my gosh, I put it in the wrong one. Oh my gosh. Go away. It's because they both look purple. It's very deceiving. You think you're just doing purple. All right, now this one came out a little bit to the corner, didn't it? So to make sure that they kind of symmetrical there. How's that looking? Is that looking okay? Now, I want to do the same with this one. I want to do a little bit just in there, just on the knuckles, a little bit of the green, just whack it in there, and then the rest of it I'll do with the blue. Okay, so that's that one done. It's pity you can't buy them individually, hey, because I've got, that's empty now. But the other colours are full. All right, so now I'm just going to clean off my little brush. Bear with me. I'm just going to brush over here on my piece of paper towel. Brush till it comes clean. And now I'm going to put the next colour on. So not going to be too difficult. I'm just going to do these two colours with a little hint of the maple. I mean, you could do as many colours as you want, really, but I'm just going to do the two. How do you fill it? Like, there's no point me dusting the side, is there? Because, gosh, that's going to be tricky, isn't it? How do you fill it? I don't know. There's nothing to hold it on the sides. This side here is lower than that, so the resin's going to run down. How do you stop the resin from running over? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's a bit of a silly idea, isn't it? A little silly design. The middle is higher than the outside in a couple of places. Oh well, we'll see what happens, hey? We shall see what happens. I probably don't need all this. Gosh, it's probably a little bit too much. All right, now, actually, I'm going to take a bit of that off and put it in here. No, not so easy. All right, here we go. Let's do in here, up the sides, in there. At least you can get your fingers in there like that and hold it open. But yeah, feel free to fast forward. I don't mind. I'll catch up with you later. So the next thing I'm going to do is, after I've done this, I'm going to go and grab my coaster mold. And I think I'm going to use my small round deep. I think it's going to need the deep one. It's quite deep, these. I actually might not fill them all the way, otherwise I might be in trouble. Yeah, I'll have to have a think about that. I'll have to work out how deep they are, because I don't think, even though my mold is deep, it's a centimetre, like probably about ½ an inch, I still don't think it's going to be quite deep enough if I pour these all the way up. It's like, that's 15 mil. Right, so I won't be able to pour them all up, all the way up. Otherwise, when I demold them and put them in my coaster, they're going to poke up through the top, and I still need, yeah, I'm going to need room for a little bit of black on the bottom. Stick these on, a bit of clear on the top, so I probably only fill them. Oh, it's going to be tricky, isn't it? Anyway, I'll work it out. I'm going to clean around these eyes. See if I can get in there with my baby wipe. Very gently. Very gently, very gently. Trickier that way because I'm right-handed. I'll have to turn it around so I can do the other. Just squirting that with alcohol on the end there. I'm going to have to turn them around. Look at the mess I've made. Hey, look at the mess. Oh my gosh, can't take me anywhere. Now I've wiped the sides off that, but anyway, doesn't matter. And as I've moved it, it's sprayed dust back in. It's okay, I'm getting there. All right, so that's pretty much it. Done. Shall go onto that little bit there as well, that bit there. And on the tip there, let's do that as well, on the top. And the tip, the top and the tip. Make sure I haven't missed anything. All right, now I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to go and get my coaster mold. Right, so I've cleaned up those white areas of the eyes. Now, I was thinking about, this is the mold I want to use, the deep one. I was thinking about putting the black in now when I'm pouring the black in here. But it'll set and go hard. And I'm thinking maybe I should pour the black in when these are cured, and I can stick them both. I can stick them down and I can kind of sink them down a little bit. That'll just give me a little bit of extra height. So I'm going to do that. I've made up my black, probably way too much. Now, this one, like I said, is really deep, but I want to get the claws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt it a little bit. I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to put a little pop stick underneath. I may do two. And just tilt it. We'll see how it goes because I want the resin to run into the claws. And it doesn't matter if they don't go all the way to the top. You know what I mean? Because it's really quite deep. Okay, so let's just do this and see what happens. All right? Here we go. I'm going to start with the claws and hopefully I don't drip onto my little bit of wood there that I've got. I probably should have put some plastic over it, hey? Probably should have. Now, if by chance, you know, you're doing this, or I'm doing this, and they're still too thick, you can just rub the bottom on some sandpaper and thin them down a little bit if they're a bit thick. So I think it's going to be a little bit tricky to do. Push that into those claws there. It just wouldn't be a video of mine if it wasn't something tricky to do, would it? Nope. I do make things hard on myself. But you can see what I mean, how I want to get into those claws there. But I don't want to fill the back up either. Does that make sense? You guys picking up what I'm throwing you? A little bit more because I want the claws to be nice and claw-like. All right, there we go. So it's still got quite a lot of height at the back. Now, this one, I'm not sure how deep this one is. It doesn't look as deep as the claws. So here we go. I'm going to pour the eyes first, just in case any of that pigment powder decides to fly over the eyes, because I don't want purple eyes. I just want black eyes. All right, so that's done. Now, I'm just going to have to take this slowly because there's no high sides. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Little light bulb just went off above my head because I was thinking to myself, how do I separate these? Like once I've poured the whole thing, how do I cut it? But now I can see what's going to happen because it's not going to go all the way over. Aha. All right. That makes sense. I understand now. I just didn't understand before, but now I understand what it's going to do. So yeah, I didn't need to dust that whole area because the resin's only going to come to here. No, don't go over, don't go over. Let me just push this back a little bit because this is about to go over the little wall. I'll push that into there. Oops, 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 it is going over. It's going over. Now, the best thing to do if you're about to go over the top of your mold, which I do sometimes, is just grab a piece of paper towel. Don't go over. Wait for me, wait for me. Just pop that on top and it'll soak up some resin. Lift it up. And then you've taken a little bit out of the top, off the top there. I may have to tilt that a bit. What can I do? What can I put in there? Little pop stick here, just to stop it from, make that a little bit higher there. See there, where there's a will, there's a way. Make it a little bit higher on that side there. I'll just clean up that little bit there that I've gone over. You just don't know, do you? Until you, you know, you try a new mold, you just don't know what it's going to do. So I'll take a little bit more out. I mean, you could grab a spoon and take it out, but I just find that it's easier doing it this way. Broke the surface tension of the side now. There's always a problem. Once you break that surface tension, everything runs out. Now this bit of eye here, it's poking through, but I don't think it's going to be a problem because the base is going to be black and the eye I want black, so it's not going to matter. I may actually just snip that, I may cut that little bit of white that's sticking through, a little bit of silicone that's a little bit higher. I'm just going to take a bit more off. I didn't realise that I'd put so much in. Gosh, look at it all. Okay, let me put this down so I don't make a mess too much. Push that under. Okay. All right. Now, moving on to the next one. I'm going to have to do the same with this one because it's a bit high there. Just take a bit off. Okay. How's that? Gee, I didn't use much black, did I? Not much at all. Now I'm just going to push this into a little point there. Push that in there. Kind of, oh, that one's poking through too. I don't like how this one's gone over. I guess you could always trim it, you know, once you've demolded and you've got a bit of runnage. Because I've broken the surface tension of the side, it kind of wants to go through. But it wouldn't be difficult just to trim that up afterwards. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try, I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to grab my little cuticle trimmers and I'm going to see if I can just trim that. Is that going to work? Ah! I've got a little bit. Got a little bit out. I mean, I could, you know, do it afterwards. Got another little bit out. I'm doing microsurgery. And this one. Hope I'm not going to ruin the mold, but like, you know, how do you work it if it's poking through? I can't put any more resin over the top. I think I got a little bit. Not sure. Okay. Ah, this is hard work, you guys. Sometimes I really have to work on these videos, don't I? Really got to work. Got to think hard. Okay. Now, quick little torch. very, very gently. You don't want to melt your mold. Is that a bit more there poking through? Didn't think I got it all. Don't know if I got it or not. I think I just slipped. I think the clippers just slipped. Oh, got it. I think I've got it that time. Maybe not. Did I get it? I'm determined to get it. Yeah, I got it that time. There's just a tiny little bit. It must have released, like I clipped it. I just didn't pull it out. Alrighty. You still with me? Hope you're not too bored. Alright, so basically that's all I'm going to do now. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to clean up my mess because I've made a bit of a mess. Once it's demolded, I'm going to make another one of those. And then we'll unmold them all together, pour some black in there, and we'll do the next step. Alrighty? Okay. I'll see you then. It's the next day. They are set. This is my second lot of little claws. Let's just start on this one. Hey. Come out nice and easily. There we go. I just have to wipe down the front of my mold there. There's a little bit of overflow and things, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on a block of sandpaper and sand the bottoms down. Because I didn't go right up to the top, it's kind of collected in a little bit of those dragony skin type areas on the sides. Anyway, let's move that out of the way so we know what to focus on. Let's have a little look at this. Oh, look, it's so cute. I know, a claw, cute. Excuse my nails, I've got mica powder under my nails from dusting. It's early, I haven't showered yet. I will. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So there's one little claw. Even though I only poured it like half full so that I could get this little claw here, it's quite deep. So I will have to just sand it. Yep. And then those ones as well. So the way they come out of the mold is like that. But I actually don't like them like that because the nails are pointing out. I would swap these two and have that one there and that one there so that the nails are like facing in. The claws are facing in. So there we go. So that's that set. The other set that I did before is here. They're pretty much the same because I just had to unmold the one to be able to do the other one. So I'll fix them up. Right. I'll sand them both. Here we go. Our little eyeballs. Let's see how they've turned out. I hope me cutting away at a couple of areas hasn't damaged them. I might have to just trim that up. See, I didn't know that it wouldn't cover because I was expecting to come right out to here, but obviously you can't come right up to there because there's no wall. I think those are for like a cake. Oh, it's going to be fun to clean, isn't it? Soak it in some warm water. Alrighty, let's have a little look at these. A little bit of overflow here where I put too much in. Just break that off. There we go. I don't mind them being jagged on the edge. I'm not going to like sand the edges. I like the jaggedness, but I just don't want all these little bits. But the jaggedness is good, isn't it? All right, there we go. That's my bits out of the way. Shall we have a look? All right, so from memory, it was yesterday. I had that little bit of gold in the eye. And the rest of it should just be black eye with the green and blue around. Oh, wow, that's so cool. That is so cool. Look at that. What do you think? I don't see a lot of green. Oh, if I tip it that way, I see green. And if I tip it that way, it's more purple. It's not really blue. Even though it said blue on the box, it really is not. I don't see blue. I see purple. Maybe I'm holding it the wrong way. Is that right? It might be the other way. It might be upside down. This here, I've got the thickest bit at the bottom, which means I've got to do that. No, that doesn't look right. Does it? I like it that way. Oh, I don't know now. Does it go that way? Does it go this way? I don't know. Maybe it does go that way. Because it's got an eyelid at the top and an eyelid at the bottom. I guess I could have highlighted. If I do it again, I might highlight that the actual eyelid. And also on the bottom there. Just highlight around. Maybe I could have gone gold around it just to highlight it. So next time maybe. I think it goes that way. All right. So the next job is pouring black into these. Just a little bit. I don't want a lot. A little bit of black on those. And then that should fit there. That should fit there. These will fit here. And these will fit here. Something like that. I wonder if that's going to be covered. No, it's just touching the stick. These ones here though, look at that. You can see they are poking up. So those are going to need sanding. I'll probably sand these just a little bit as well. They're higher on this side than that side. So I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll come back to you. Looks cute, doesn't it? I'll come back to you once I've done the sanding, and we'll pour our black layer. When I take this over here, away from the ring lights, I can see the blue. So I'm all set to go. I've mixed up a little bit of black. I've decided I like it this way. I don't like it that way. I like it that way. I think it's because of that little, you know, the little point there on the inside of the eye, I think. Anyway, that's how I want it. You can do it any way you like. Let me pop you back on the tripod. All right. Oh, actually, before I get started, the postman came, and look, I got this gorgeous card. It's beautiful. It's handmade. It's gorgeous. It's from Anna. Hi, Anna. Thank you so much. Anna Gray from the UK. It's just beautiful. Thank you so much, Anna. Very thoughtful of you. Love it. All right. Now, I'm using the Platinum 360 Plus, and I've made up 50 grams of A and 22 grams of B because I want a very, very thin layer so that I can pop these in. My husband actually went outside and sanded the backs of all of these for me. Thank you, Dave. I think they're still going to be a little bit high though, so I might have to actually, you know, my top coat I'm going to have to dome. So this is a centimetre thick. All right, anyway, here we go. If I pour this too thick, it's going to hide too much of the claws. Like, you know, they'll sink down inside. So I just want as thin a layer as possible. Yeah, I mean, obviously it has to cover, because you know how sometimes if you don't cover it properly, you get those little holes, little bubble type things, because it hasn't covered properly. So you've got to put enough in to cover it, but only just covering it. Otherwise your claws will sink and then you won't even see them. If you had a deeper mold, I don't have any deeper ones. This is my deepest. But if you had a deeper mold, you could obviously put your black down and wait for it to set and then put these on top. Or just don't pour them as thick. I probably could have poured them even thinner. But being the first time I used it, I wasn't sure exactly how much I needed to pour into the claws. The eyes aren't as like deep, but the claws, they are deeper. But yeah, you could pour less. See what I mean about the little holes there? I don't know what you'd call it, little holes. So obviously I need to put a little bit more in. We'll see what happens. I'll just leave it like that. If those little holes appear again, then I'll know I have to put a bit more in. So anyway, I'm going to do the rest. I won't bore you. I'll do the rest and I'll come back to you. All done. Spread out. Hopefully it's thin enough. Little bubble. I tried to make it as thin as possible. So I've got a little bit of black left. And I always I like to use my little puffy heart mold if I've got any leftovers. And to the black this time, I'm adding some glitter gold. So that's what it looks like. Black with gold. And just pop it in here. Should be able to get 2. And then I just use these as little gifts. For pop in when someone buys a few of my molds. If I've got any hearts, I'll just pop one in. You know, sometimes I don't have any left, but if I do, I'll pop them in. You don't always see me making them, but if I've got any leftover resin, that's what I like to do. Getting that to go through there a little bit now. My resin started getting a bit thick because I've been fiddling around with the black. These, trying to make sure that they're all equal. Tiny bit more, tiny bit more. Okay, that's it. I can't get any more out of that. I can't. Just turn off my stick. Oh, I've dropped something in there. Just get my little toothpick and help that go around. Because, yeah, it's getting a bit thick. Round you go. Got a built-in little hanger on this puffy heart mold, so you just have to thread it onto a chain or a piece of leather or whatever you want to use. Zap zap. Alrighty, now the only thing I'm concerned about is the nails sinking. All right. Now, they're going this way. Oh, here we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm just going to pop it down. Here we go. I guess I can move it a little bit. Sort of bubble. Is that a bubble? Or is that a hair? I don't know. All right, next. Oh, can't do it left-handed. There we go. Doesn't really matter if they're not even because, you know, they're round and you can turn them and anyway, doesn't matter. They're not sinking too much. But yeah, these ones aren't really a problem. It's just these ones, I think. All right, now I don't really want to put them in the middle. Oh, do I? I don't know. I'll put the middle one in first. I guess they can go in the middle. And then that one, see how the nail's pointing in? And that one, stuck my finger in it. I do have some alcohol here. Not that kind of alcohol. It's only the morning. My isopropyl alcohol. And I spray it on a baby wipe, and then if I get anything on my fingers, I can just quickly wipe it. But my gloves are all sticky, and I want to be able to pick these up and place them without, you know how you get that loose bit of glove on the end. I don't want to get that sinking into the gloves, into the resin. So I've just taken my gloves off. Oh, is that it? I've dripped. I have dripped. All right, I've got a little micro brush with a drop of alcohol. And I just had a little drip there of black onto that. All right, it's gone. All right, now let's do the other one. Now the way you can tell which is the middle, if they're all mixed up, two of them are kind of curved and one straight. So I know that's the middle one. So that's going to go there. I'm really happy with these so far, you guys. I thought that the nails would kind of sink in, but they haven't. They're good. They're good. Yay. And then, you place these wherever you want them. If you want them closer together, further apart, higher up, however you want them. Oh my gosh, it's worked. It's worked. These ones are a little bit higher up than those ones. I'll push you up a little bit. And I want the middle one to be a little bit higher than the others as well. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it. All right. I'm not going to touch it. Let's go down and have a little look. See how they're looking. Ooh, this is exciting. And then, of course, once we put the clear on, those eyes should come alive, so to speak, because it'll be nice and glossy. I mean, they look good now, but once the clear coat goes on, they should look amazing. Let's have a look from the side. Yeah, they look okay. I still think I'm going to have a bit of an issue with these poking up through the top coat, so I might just have to do an extra high dome. But there you go, that's it so far. What do you reckon? I love it. All right, I'm going to go and have a coffee now, and I have to wait for these to set, and then I'll come back to you for the top coat. This is going to be amazing, you guys, amazing. Right, so these are set. Just test it with a little stick. There's something in there. There's always something in there. Oh gosh. And make sure that it's nice and clean before you put your next layer on, won't you? All right, now I was thinking it would be really nice if I could do like a little dot on the eye, a little glimmer. And I thought, well, I've only got silver. I'm going to see how it looks. If I don't like it, I'll just wipe it off, and then I can pour the resin straight over this. So this is the Silver Deco Color pen, and I'm just going to do a little dot, maybe a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to do a little dot just there. Okay, I think the first little dot was better because now they're kind of melding into each other. Just wipe that off. So I was going to do like a big dot and a little dot. I think I'll just do the one dot. I'll let that dry and I'll come over here. Now I guess they both have to be on the same side, don't they? Or do I do one on that side and one on that side? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I guess if the light's shining, I'll do them both on this side. So I'm just going to push straight down and just do a little dot. That's all I'm going to do. Just one little dot, hey? Just for a little bit of a glimmer. Okay, now I can put my... Actually, let's see if these are ready. Should we see if these are ready? They don't take very long to cure. The 360 Plus is really good. I love how I can demold in a few hours. Oh, it's a little bit soft still on the top there. This thicker bit, it's deeper, so it's ready really quickly. I actually, when I went to look at my glitter, I realized I put the wrong glitter in. I put this gold mica powder in instead of the gold sparkle, but they're still pretty. All right, just next time I'll put the right one in. I'm supposed to put the sparkle in. Okay, gloves back on. Now I'm just going to let that silver just cure for another minute. I'll start down the bottom. Make sure there's no little specks because you'll see them against that black background. All right, here we go. I've got my 360 Plus. And I didn't know how much to make up. I just did 125 grams of A and 55 grams of B. Now, I am worried that these top little spikes here are going to be poking up through the surface. So we'll just have to see what happens. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm just going to pour in one spot here. And, well, I'll try to. And let the resin make its way up and over all those scales. Hopefully that will alleviate some of the bubbles. If the resin, you know, meanders through and finds its own way between all those scales, rather than me just pouring higgledy-piggledy all over the top. Right, I'm just going to stop there. Poking through quite a lot. Oh gosh. Okay, next one. Come around this way so that you can see. Hopefully we'll still be able to see everything through the resin. You should do, because the resin's clear. But when I poured that over, I lost a lot of that look. But I guess it'll come back. It'll come back. I hope it'll come back. Because it's nice and shimmery and shiny there, and then I pour resin over the top and it's kind of, where'd you go? You're in there somewhere. Quick little torch. I want to burn the silicone, the resin on top there. Alrighty. Gee, there's not much left. I probably should have mixed up a little bit more. Alright, here we go. I'll pour up here so we can see, hey? Again, pouring in the back there and letting the resin find its own way through all those scales. Just don't go too quickly, otherwise it'll overflow on the area that you're pouring. I'm going to have to mix up some more resin. I'm not used to using such a thick mold. Normally I use my thinner molds, which are only 6 millimeters. Now try not to scrape your cup, because scraping the cup into that is going to create lots of little bubbles, so you're better off just leaving a tiny little bit in there. But I'm going to mix up some more real quick. How much will I do? Another 100 grams or so, maybe not that much. 3 ounces. Anyway, I'll be right back. I made up another 75 grams of A and 32 grams of B, so it's 107 grams, so I think it's about 3.5 ounces. And if I've got a little bit left over, I'll do some more puffy hearts. Okay, here we go. Let's do this guy over here. Oops, I'm going a bit fast. I should slow down a little bit. I was kind of worried that I would get a multitude of bubbles because the eye is just so textured. I'll have a look in a minute. If you haven't already seen my little trick on how to look for bubbles, I'll show you in a minute. And those of you that have already seen it, well, you'll know all about it, won't you? All right, just let that settle. Put a little bit more into here and let that, hopefully it'll cover that eye. I actually have no idea what I'm going to do if it doesn't cover. I don't know, I haven't thought about it that far yet. I think what I'll probably have to do is demold and then put a top coat on, and it'll just give me an extra 1 or 2 millimeters, because if I put on too much at the moment, it's just going to overflow onto the outside of my mold. All right, now I'm going to put a little bit more into these guys and see how much those are going to be poking out. Go over, go over, go over. Oh, I think the first set I did, I poured a little bit deeper, and then I thought, oh gosh, I better pour the next one not as deep. So that was probably the first one, because it's poking up a little bit higher. All right, let's see if I can cover these little rest of those eyelid there, and that little eyelid there. Okay, those are covered. The eyes see all. Don't they look so much darker now? Now the little knuckles here, I can still see a little bit poking through there. I'm just going to push it as far as I can and add resin, and hopefully we don't overflow. It's so close, it's so close. I just don't know that it's going to do those last little bits there. I'm hoping that, because you know how it looks really dark at the moment, I'm hoping once I unmold and the light comes in from the sides, because the sides will be clear, I'm hoping that the light coming in from the sides, you know, will make it look bright again, because at the moment they look quite dark. All right, hopefully I'm not burning my mold. Oh, cross fingers. But I needed to torch. You don't want bubbles on these things, do you? A little bit more. My husband's yelling at me. I'm doing a video. Coffee. Yes, please. He's sweet. He's making me a coffee. Live videoing, hey. Normally I have my the door between my studio and the dog room closed if I'm doing a video. Then everyone knows, you know, she's doing a video. Don't make a noise. Don't come in and talk to her. But I've actually left it open. All right, so there's a tiny bit there, and there's a tiny bit there, sticking through. Yeah, get down. I actually might use something a little bit harder and see if I can just push it down. Hey, just push it. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to see if I can push those 2 little points down. It's the same on both of them. If I just had to pour just a tiny little bit less, it would be fine. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with that. I thought they would all be poking through. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to see if I can push down on something. I don't know what I've got. Something that I can, maybe this, the back of this, little tweezers. Push it down. Ah. I don't know whether it'll pop back up again or not. It's just that one. It's just that one scale. Was it that one? Was it that one? This one. Push, push, push. I don't know whether that'll help. We'll see. We'll see. Brush that one as well. Okay. We'll see what happens. It might spring back again. All right. That's pretty much it for now. I'll let them... Oops, get your fingers out of the way, woman. You can't really see very well, can we? It's a bit dark. Dark and clear. Oh, look at that dot, though. Oh, that looks so cool. I'm glad I did the little dot. It's so cool. Right, let's stand back here and see if we can look across the top. See that? Look how, see how the edges, see the edge over here? See how it's kind of looks as if it's rounded over the top? That's what I mean by doming. Oh, I was going to show you my little trick, wasn't I? Hang on. Okay. Now, torch, flashlight, whatever you want to call it. Don't yell at me for flashing lights. People were yelling at me when I had my Christmas lights going. Put a warning up. Christmas lights. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to shine my torch. See the bubbles? This is how you can see bubbles. Because you can't see them with the naked eye, can you? No, you can't. Whereas if you turn the torch on, you can see them. So those little tiny micro bubbles, I'm not going to be too worried about those. Whoops, where are we? If there's a big bubble in there, I'll try and get it out. Those little micro bubbles, they may still come up to the surface. May be able to torch those out. Look at it, look how cool they look now with the light shining on them. Sorry if I can't focus because the camera doesn't know what to focus on, but you can see the little micro bubbles there anyway, can't you? So anyway, it's a good little trick for you, just to see if there's any bubbles or not in your work. Okay, little trick. I'm all about little tricks. All right, I'm gonna go and have my coffee, my cappuccino that my husband's making me, and I don't think these. This one's popping up a tiny bit. I'll see if I can push him back down again or just put another drop of resin over him. But so far, oh my gosh, I'm really happy. I didn't think they would be staying down like that. I thought everything would be poking through, so I'm really happy with that. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow once these are cured and we can take them out. Look at those eyes looking at me. Look at my, look at my, look at my, look at my. See ya. It's the next day. These are ready. Now, you know how I had those tiny little bits sticking up through the top? I got my little cuticle trimmers and I just snipped off ever so slight little amount that was poking up, and then it's all good. I did have a little bit of overflow on this one because I had to put extra on, so I'll have a little bit of tidying up to do on him, but we'll come back to him. Now, I'm really hoping that we can get some light through there so we can see better, hey? Ooh, I can see some light coming in through the side, and it's shining on on the side of the nails. Oh, look at that! Look in there. Oh, can you see in there? I don't know if you can see in there. Let me see if I can angle it a bit. I'm not sure. Look at that. Can you see in there? Hopefully you can. I'll see if I can take some better photos later because it just looks dark to me. I'm looking through my screen on my camera. It's my phone actually, which is attached up there, and I can't, what I can see through the screen is not as bright as what I can see here. So I'll take some photos. Oh, that's so cool though. Oh, I can see in there. It probably just needs some better light shining on it. All right, let's just get them all out, shall we? Because you know what you're going to see anyway, aren't you? Oh, there's a few little bubbles. I'm loving that little white dot. I'm so glad I did that. Now this one had the overflow. Got a little bit of trimming to do. I'll just sand that. I forgot to close the door leading from my studio into the other room, so the dogs are making a bit of a racket. So anyway, there it is. That's the deep, large coaster mold. I've also got a deep, small coaster mold and a large regular and a small regular. So there's 4 different types. So if you're going to buy one, just be careful on which one you need and which one you want to get. All right, let's see if we can have a look at this one. Hopefully you can see through there. It's so shiny. I'm just getting a reflection. Where can we take it? I'll take them over to the other area.